it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to episode number 12, the final episode of T1D with Maddie for the year 2019. Episode 13 should air in January, which is super exciting, but the end of this year, I kind of wanted to conclude with something a little more personal with controversial type T1D topics or more sensitive topics, and is that would I ever date a type 1 diabetic? For me, because I am attracted to the opposite sex, would I ever date a type 1 diabetic male? Depending on who you are and who you are attracted to, this could mean anything for you. But would I date another type 1 diabetic? And the answer to that is I'm not against it. First of all, it's kind of going to be interesting if you can find somebody else who has type 1 diabetes that you may be able to fall in love with, but I'm definitely not against it. And I'm not even against having kids with the person with type 1 diabetes, because to me it's not the worst disease to live with. As a matter of fact, I feel like there'd be a lot of benefits to dating another type 1 diabetic. Like, they're going to understand what you go through. They're going to be able to help you out maybe with your management and stuff, because they've seen a lot and they go through a lot. Not saying that they're going to have the exact same ratios or dosing that you do, but they may be able to help you with those kind of things. And I feel like you'd be connected on a very personal and intimate level, as far as like understanding, like I said, the emotional struggles that you go through living with an autoimmune disease, as well as the physical struggles. However, I mean, it may be kind of inconvenient, especially if you're both low or high at the same time, and you might get irritated at one another. Or you might not be able to help each other if one's high and one's low, or one's low and one's high. There might not be a lot of advantages that way, but this video is going to be quite a bit shorter than my typical T1D with Maddie episodes, but again, I'm not against it. I'm not even against having children with another type 1 diabetic. Now, the odds do go up if two type 1 diabetics do have a child. The odds are significantly higher than if it's just one parent with type 1 diabetes, but why does it really matter? I mean, if you love somebody with type 1 diabetes and you get along and you feel like they're your mate, why does it really matter? Like, it shouldn't really matter who you fall in love with, and it shouldn't matter that you have an autoimmune disease to stop you from having kids or having a relationship, or whatever the case may be. But as a female, I am not worried about having kids with type 1 diabetes. My kids have a very low chance, and even if two type 1 diabetics have a kid, the chances are still not extremely high to have another child with type 1, because type 1 diabetes is not solely genetic based. It has some genetic component, but the more and more research they do, the more and more they're finding out it's environmental based. And again, I'm going to talk about this in future videos. I have, like I said, a plethora of different video ideas in this actual little book of mine. This is my YouTube book. But I write tons of ideas, and as I do the videos, I cross them off. And I'm constantly coming up with new video ideas, whether or not they're non-diabetes related or they're diabetes related. And I just wanted to share this, that I'm not against dating another type 1 diabetic. Currently, at this stage in my life, I'm not worried about dating somebody. If I do find somebody to date, I'm okay with it. If I don't, I don't. I'm 21. I have a lot of time yet, and I have another year and a half of schooling to finish my education so that I can get my job as a dental hygienist. I do plan on pursuing more beyond that, but in order for me to end up actually marrying somebody, I want to be out of school and done with the major part of my schooling that requires me to go to a university and like attend classes on a regular. Now, not everybody's life path goes that way, but that's what I personally want for myself. I'm not against dating anybody in college, and like I said, I'm open to dating people, but I am not actively seeking for a relationship, if that makes sense, and I'm okay with going with the flow, and I've never dated a single person in my life, and you know what, if I fall in love with a type 1 diabetic, or just happen to meet somebody else who happens to be a type 1 diabetic male, and I am in love with him, and we end up together, fine with me. Like, I'm not against it. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this very short T1D with Maddie, and as always, feel free to leave suggestions down below for more videos for me to do. You never know, I may just use your suggestions. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. I post videos every single week about diabetes plus more. Stay tuned. This weekend, I am going live to celebrate 500 subscribers. One of you did message me on Beyond Type 1. I will be using the Prism Live app, I believe it's called. But as it gets closer to, I'll kind of let you guys know when I'm going live, both on my Instagram and Beyond Type 1. I'll put a little note on my story or make a little post just letting you know what time I'm going to go live, so that if you do have a YouTube account and you want to ask questions or interact with me or see me live, I can't wait, and I'm excited for this next part in my YouTube journey here. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a lot of fun, and I'll take any questions or suggestions that you want from that live stream. So until then, take care, God bless, be kind, spread positivity, and be thankful. Bye, everyone.